Greetings, Capricorn, all placements. You know how sticky it gets. Okay, so the Drake song, you know how sticky it gets. In that song, he's like, that's something to me. Boys and girls really had their backs turned to me. They thought they had a trap set for me. How do you really think that went for me? When everything is put to rest, when everything gets addressed, it's you alone with your regrets, because you know how sticky it gets. So someone here tried to set a trap for you, someone here turned their backs on you, and they're now realizing they're stuck on stupid. That was really not an intelligent move of them to turn their backs on you, to try and team up against you. I saw this post going around, like a bunch of rappers, I don't know, were sharing it, and it was ridiculous because you would never fight a 10-year-old. But the question was something like, would you rather have 20 10-year-olds? Would you rather have to fight 20 10-year-olds or, I don't know, like 5, 16, I don't know. It was something weird like that. You could have had 20 10-year-olds, metaphorically speaking, attacking you, and you completely annihilated the whole crew. And that's the funny thing. It's like, someone here is upset because you have this youthfulness, this jolliness, this kindness, or take it, whatever side you're on, Capricorn. You could be the person that's upset. I honestly feel, well, there are Capricorns on both ends of the coin. So I'm just going to explain the situation. You tell me what side you're on. Actually, you don't have to tell me, just keep it to yourself. So the two sides of the coin are this. Someone here is incredibly youthful. They always are optimistic. They are always curious. They're always exploring. They have an inventor mind, baby genius. I was channeling that a few weeks ago. So someone here, something with that movie, baby genius. Someone has that baby genius energy to them. Now, someone else is like, oh, they're so naive. They're so stupid. They're up in the clouds. Someone feels like you living that way is essentially immature, is stupid, is not intelligent. And it's funny because their closed-mindedness and archaic way of being, we live in a constantly evolving world, and they're like stuck in old times and you're way evolved past them, so they just can't understand what you're working with. They just don't get it. So in the end, when it's all said and done, when everything's put to rest, when everything gets addressed, you know how sticky it gets, because that's when they finally realized, or that's when you finally realized, that youthfulness, that curiosity, that always trying this and trying that and never taking no for an answer is actually the highest form of intelligence. And that's what someone's realizing here, is someone here tried to paint someone out as not intelligent, as crazy, as all these different things, but it's actually because they're all of those things, and the person that they're trying to frame as that way has such a high intelligence that person literally cannot comprehend it. Kind of like we can't hear certain high-pitched sounds that dolphins or dogs and cats can hear. It's the exact same way with frequencies. People can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And Capricorn, there's something going on here where, again, someone is definitely not as deep. They have not met themselves deeply at all. And someone else can be, they've met themselves incredibly deep. And that's why they're able to have this childlike nature. That's why they just kind of are able to roll with the punches. And even when utter tragedy and everything is ripped away from them, they're not upset because they're not attached. They don't have that greed and that possessive quality. They are understanding that this life experience is just that. It's an experience. We are not entitled to it. We are not entitled to anything. And things are rightly earned and rightly taken away. And sometimes things are wrongly earned and wrongly taken away. And thus we must just experience and do with what is handed. And a person who can adapt to whatever is handed to them and becomes resilient is actually far more intelligent than the person who cannot adapt and who judges the people who are adapting as crazy, which is actually crazy. So Capricorn, one of you guys are, on one side, one on the other. Anywho, I was also getting cafeteria food, on tour, on the road again. So someone is going on tour, someone's traveling, maybe, you're eating a lot of fast food. I was also getting McDonald's, and I'm not a McDonald's person. I never was. I was always a Taco Bell person, but I don't eat Taco Bell anymore with my food choices. I actually have not had Taco Bell in over 2 years, and I don't miss it. I love how I feel. I love how my skin is. I love my energy levels, my hormones, all of that because of how I eat. And so I don't eat those things. So Capricorn, someone here, you need to stop with the cafeteria food, stop with the McDonald's. If you want to change your life, then you have to change your habits. You have to change what you're made of. You are what you eat. So yeah, sure, 80-20 rule. But sometimes people need to be 100% at first, because if you cheat a little, then you'll cheat a lot'll. And before you know it, instead of McDonald's once a week, it's McDonald's breakfast here or this here, or say like Starbucks. If you try and tell yourself just get it one morning a week or whatever, no, it's like, I don't know, someone here has to quit something cold turkey, because like if you play with it a little, I don't know, you'll just fall into it. Someone here is also a tough act to follow. So Capricorn, you could be a really tough act to follow, which is why someone just doesn't want you to even be on the board. They want to wipe you off of the board. But it's like, that's funny, you can't be wiped off the board. And if you are wiped off the board, it's only because you're getting CEO position of becoming the one who actually writes the names on the board, and therefore, you know, you wouldn't be on it. So there is also a promoting energy, but I think for a lot of my Capricorns, it's promotion of self. So this can be a situation where people are wanting to collaborate, but it's going to take more from you than if you just do something yourself. So there is disappointment and loneliness in that path, yet at the same time, it yields a more pure, fulfilling outcome in the long term on an individual standpoint, so that you don't end up accidentally living and fulfilling other people's dreams and wishes without prioritizing your own, which will also fulfill other people. But yeah, there's something here with that. Some of my Capricorns have been people pleasing and living in the shadow of someone else's dream, trying to find a hand to hold. Every touch felt cold to me. Okay, that's Ashley Simpson. That just came through like really, really loudly. Really loudly. Someone here could also be wanting to dye their hair darker for summer, which is, you know, opposite of what people mostly do. But, you know, their trends always follow or wax and wane. So the trend was like super blonde for a while, and I feel like the trend is now leading towards like dark hair summer for people. So someone here could be wanting to color their hair dark. Trying to decide if I want to do any cards. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to end it there. Bless you.